Welcome, everyone, to the Pleiadean Starseed activation with expanded understanding. I have JentlyHealing here and Maya Rose, and we are ready to connect to the Pleiades by way of the new moon, which is in perfect alignment with them at this point in time, and activate some DNA. All of us have very close Pleiadian ties. My mother was basically the girl that you see in the image right now. And these two wonderful women here are effectively reincarnations of her as well. That would be Myra of the Pleiadian High Council. So we are going to connect today through basically the usage of sound, some harmonic toning from me, some flute from Jen, and some singing from Maya. Aaron might be popping his head in here and there to say hi. We are very happy to have all of you here today. And if you're watching in a replay, be sure to tune into the frequency with us. Make sure to listen to the music in the beginning and really allow yourself to kind of tune in meditatively. Drink plenty of water, get comfortable, allow the information to flow through you. Don't try to figure it out too much. Let it express itself throughout your life. I have echo from somewhere. Jen, is the sound on the laptop turned up?
Here.
All right. Okay. So you're okay. Now you're unmuted. Now everything should be fine. Jen, don't touch it.
Okay.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. We're ready. Everything is ready. Everything is in place. Everything is already perfect. Thank you all for being here. Willow, Jasmine, Mello, Sam, thank you all for being here. Again, if you're watching in the replay, make sure to tune into the frequency. Make sure to have lots of water and allow yourself to really just sit in the space with us. We will be getting started very shortly. We're going to wait 4 minutes because it is currently 5/22/2020 and it is currently 5:18 on the Pacific Coast. So we're going to wait until 5:22. At 5:22, I will start a process of some harmonic toning. I will be doing all 7 chakras, 7 times each, and then we will be moving in to, well, we'll let Jen or Maya decide which one wants to go first at that time, whichever intuitively feels right, and we will sally forth from there. Thank you again for all of you joining us. Please like, subscribe, share the video, all of these kinds of things. Tell your friends, even if they aren't directly connected with the Pleiades, through activating your DNA through rituals like this, you can become connected with these things and allow that expression of ourselves to express itself through you. So the intro music was definitely making me feel something. If you were listening to the music in headphones, that is a hemi-sync track, and it does pull us to a higher level of focus. Recommend headphones for any of this stuff. Very much so better. Jen, Maya, would you like to introduce yourselves in the couple minutes we have?
Yes. Well, welcome everyone. I love you. Thank you all for being here so much. And what I wanted to say really quickly when we start this meditation, because it's really also about activating your DNA and connecting with the Pleiadian Starseed. So with this, when we're starting, like what we did with the meditation before, putting yourself in a Merkaba, and if you weren't with us when we did that meditation, if you don't know what a Merkaba is, that's okay. We can, I would recommend you to go back and check out the video that we did the Merkaba meditation. Oh gosh, that's so much better. There was so much echo just a moment ago. Whew. So, anyway, so if you could go back and place yourself in your Merkaba, and if you don't know what that is, then just place yourself in a safe space. We already have a Merkaba gathered, or I have been working on that and connecting with the Pleiadian energies. So think about a wire system coming from the top of your head, but the wire system is your DNA, and imagine your DNA snaking up and connecting to the Pleiades or the seven sisters is what I was going to say as well. And just have that connected there, and then down at your feet, rooted to the earth. So you get this strong, strong connection. And then again, staying in your safe space. And then what I want to do is now turn it over to Maya. I am so excited she's here. So I would like her to be able to introduce herself. Thank you for being here, Maya. I'm so excited. So I'm turning it over. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Aaron is not here, but a big kiss to Aaron. He always makes a little heart, a little comment on my post. I don't know even since when we are friends. And it was super sweet the way he immediately, when I put my first post in there, it was so sweet when he said, hey, come on the show. And I was actually in a moment where I'm kind of living in Mordor here right now. I'm under kind of Chinese torture. So I was kind of nervous coming on the show.
The jitters will go. It will, I promise.
We'll get some of those jitters out with the toning that we're going to start right now, because the portal is currently aligned. So everybody, please feel.
I really love you very much. Thank you for doing what you're doing. I mean, it's beautiful to be here. And actually, that I should say, as an introduction, I've been dancing with you guys when I was 16. I mean, like in this cloud in Overland, in the children's universe or something like that. But yeah, I was dancing at this mama energy, and I was and dancing with all the children, with those which haven't been born yet at that moment. Those brothers were older from my time, and like connecting always. And I'm 61, so that's kind of interesting, like meeting you in person.
Wonderful. All right. Well, I believe we are all ready to get started. I'm going to mute the other mics in here real quick. Now, just please sit or lay. Just become comfortable and allow yourself to really just kind of tap in to the frequencies. Adjusting my lighting here a little bit. It's a little harsh. All right. So first of all, I want to welcome everybody here today. We are perfectly aligned with the Pleiades, and we want to give them thanks for allowing us the space and the connection to be able to tap into their energy and bring it into ourselves so that we can better understand ourselves and the universe. We're going to start toning from the lower chakras, moving all the way up, because we are trying to create a connection from ourselves to something that we perceive as higher. And we will begin now. As we finish toning the root chakra, you feel connected grounded and secure, ready to allow yourself to progress higher through your being and connect with higher energies. As you feel your sacral chakra aligning, you feel confident in your ability to reproduce that which is above, below, inside your own being. You feel those energies intermixing together, coming into closer coherence and more easily sharing information. As your solar plexus begins to buzz with energy, You feel the coherence and connection between you and the Pleiades coming to a secure position, both streams of data intertwining securely and passing data, knowing that you and it are in perfect alignment. As the universal heart comes into coherence at the sound of the ah tone for the 7th time, you feel that your connection with the Pleiades has come to complete coherence inside of not only your heart, but their hearts and the heart of the universe, creating a perfectly safe, unified space for the sharing of information between what we perceive as us and them. As the collective throat chakra begins to spin, you feel your data start to communicate to the Pleiades, and the Pleiades data starting to communicate to you with perfect coherence and perfect understanding of all information flowing forth. As our third eye chakra spins up, we are aware that all of the information is perfectly placing it inside of our logical and illogical sides of our minds, perfectly compartmentalizing itself effortlessly to express itself in perfect timing with perfect understanding of all information that has been passed between us. As our crown chakra is set alight by the infinite power of the All, you feel an instantaneous teleportation of all information between all places here and now, past and future on all levels of all your bodies, crystallizing perfectly, instantaneously throughout your DNA, and providing you with a whole new information set to move forward from, with any way you choose. The Pleiadian High Council welcomes all of you to your meeting with them. They are happy to be here with you, and they are aware that we are happy to be here with them. They are completely open and with great gratitude, sharing all their information with us as we are open and with great gratitude sharing all of our information with them, resulting in an instantaneous upgrade and activation of not only our physical DNA, but also the DNA of all of our bodies across all time and space, both in ourselves and in our projection of ourselves that we know as the Pleiades. Thank you for accepting this activation. If you noticed your ears ringing during any of those tones, know that this is your doorway to connection with the Pleiades. Tap into that tone. Feel free to make it yourself as we go throughout the rest of this meditation, and allow that ringing to align your DNA perfectly with the power of sound, which can move through all space and time and beyond any barrier, aligning you perfectly with your authentic self. We're now going to bring on Maya and Jen to lead us with sound, with song, through singing light activation codes and the powerful medicine of Jennifer's flute playing to align us even more directly in a sharing of arts and a sharing of intention with the Pleiadian High Council to further exchange our information with them. Thank you, Jen and Maya, for joining us.
Thank you, precious. It feels so good to be in the receiving end of toning. Usually I'm the one on for the others. Oh, it's wonderful. Super brave you are.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm vibrating at about 1,000,000 hertz a second right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Let me know in the chat how you feel after that toning, if you're active in the chat. If you're in a good meditative space, do not break it. Just tell me that in the chat. This is not that important.
No, I would actually love it if Maya would be willing to go on with her song and what you were feeling. And then once you are done, I'll go on with my flute. That's just the wave that I'm feeling right now, Maya. Are you there with me?
Totally. So what was the protocol?
Yeah.
I have to take off my these and take cable out also, right? Or leave it just laying there?
Just leave, yeah, just leave it right there. That's perfect.
There be beauty inside, above and below, and around and around. The highest visions. Beauty, beautiful place. Wonderland. Mother Earth reborn. Place for children to sing in hymns and sweet melodies. Let it be so lovely. Lord, be Lord, peace and love. So
Thank you, Maya. That was so amazing. And breathing it in, there was a little bit. Hi, Maya. Thank you. There was just a little bit of interference, but your energy is just so beautiful and so powerful, and it was so translated. And I love you. I'm going. Yes, I'm going to go on.
you keep on.
Thank you, Jen. That was beautiful. We're going to bring on a little bit of music for 10 minutes. I ask that you lie back, preferably with headphones in, and close your eyes. If it's too light, maybe cover your eyes, and see what you can see with the new things that are unlocking inside of you. And we'll be back in 10 minutes to share our thoughts, some information about the Pleiades, and whatever else happens to channel through. We'll be back soon. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your meditation. We would love to hear in the chat what you experienced throughout this whole process. Anything that you saw, anything that you felt, anything that you heard, whatever the case may be, please let us know in the chat, and we would love to hear from you. Maya, Jen, how did that go for you?
Oh, Maya, do you want to begin? That was amazing.
I'm not so much talking, just like wonderful being here, wonderful.
Awesome.
I'm not looking for this into words. I mean, the entry was just beautiful, incredible, powerful, sweet dreamers around
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it was beautiful and powerful, that is for sure, Maya. Oh yeah, there's a feedback.
You are amazing. It's so sweet.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, for me, it was just such a beautiful journey to go on with all of you. Is there any way, Zach, that you might be able to mute your mic or something? There's like feedback that when I'm talking. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, woo. Honestly, like going through like sound healing like that, it just is such a vibratory effect. And connecting with the Pleiadian energy. Well, honestly, like I feel like I'm always connected with the Pleiadians. Ever since I was 16 was the first time I ever like actually did acid, and in that I was outside and I saw the Pleiades in the sky, and I had been a star watcher like my whole life. And one day, like while I was out there, I just saw the star cluster, and this was like before the internet, so it wasn't like let me go Google that and find out what that star cluster was. I just was always drawn to figure it out. And so like fast forward a couple years, when I was in college, I was volunteering at this like one of those magic bookstore shops that was just in this like small town that I was at. And they had one of those globes that was an astrological globe, and on it I was able to see well, first of all, like I think I just read that like one of the stars because it was Delphinius. And so for the first little bit I called it Delphinius, but then it just still wasn't right, and I knew it, and I kept on searching until I don't remember how much longer after that, not much. It came to me that it was actually the Pleiades, and it just never was like disconnected from that point. It was like there was some kind of well, my own DNA activation, and it wasn't really talked about in the 90s to be called a starseed or any of these kinds of things, or DNA activations. It just was like a very noetic path for me to connect. And then to also like have a connection with the Pleiades and link it with sound is just so powerful. There was one time a few years ago, I was out, doing my work in Anza, California, and I was like syncing my wires to the Pleiades, and I had my music on, and all of a sudden, like literally my YouTube just jumped channels, like song from song, but just like one line from each song, and each one communicated about love, self-love, self-worth, just like just pretty much about the great awakening within. And it's just been so fascinating, just like connecting and like the things that happen. I shared with you before that, like, I don't know if you can see this, but I literally have, oh, it's very hard to see right now, but I have birthmarks on my arm that literally is the star cluster of the Pleiades. My eyes are blue, like all these indicators that they talk about to say, where are you from, this energetic source. And really, like, if I look at the journey of my life and what this energy talks about is that self-love, and love was always just what I knew I wanted to do in this life. Love feels the best. So I'm just like, Maya, you come in with that voice, and like I said, even if it was choppy and that connection, like seriously, like you can still feel that energy. I want to play way more of your music and figure out ways that we can record better. And even with me, I'm learning my mic, so I'm sorry if my music sometimes gets loud, but I'm figuring it out. But I still think that it's all translated, where it's like these learning curves that are there. And I just feel just, so I really want to read some of the comments, Maya, and see what the people felt out there. If you want to add anything more, if you've had any connections with the Pleiades, this being, like the new moon, and the new moon, it's not like, so talked about, it's like a gift. It's like this new cycle and this new beginning. And it's really like that process of creation and pulling in this power, and it being conjunct with the new moon in Gemini. And Gemini is that balancing sign of the duality. And it's just this perfect conjunct. And so I'm super, super excited that we're all coming together. And DNA activation is very, very powerful stuff. All the information is already inside of you. It's just igniting it. And that's what we have done today. So just keeping your mind, your heart aware, and just seeing all the critters that are around you, all of the symbol sets, if you're having interesting dreams, all of these are messages and answers to your, giving you the clues to the next indicated step, so that you don't have to try so hard. It's like, this path is easy. We just have made it harder with putting so much shit in front of it. And so this is that clearing away and just purely thinking with pure true energy. So anyway, so let's read some comments, you guys. Wow. Well, there was one already up. What I saw was like a prep of sorts, and the beings weren't dark or anything like that at all. What? Okay, so hold on. I think I'm jumping. Saw lights that looked like, oh, interesting. Oh, Jasmine, you saw lights that looked like jellyfish? Jellyfish are very, very interesting because they're like egregores. They have those tendrils, and that is not surprising. Again, we're in a fluid, and yeah, that is really, really rad. Really cool. Yes, Jasmine. Mello, that's cool. Same. Oh, same. So, Mello, you saw jellyfish as well? I think that's what it's saying there. If that's the case, this is like all entanglement, guys. We're all like super connected. Oh, okay, here we go. Yo, I opened my eyes for a second and saw what, Kevin? 3 beings doing things around my area? Yeah, well, there's 3 beings right here that are super powerful coming into your space and loving you, and the Pleiadian energy as well. Like, that's super dope. Super. Yeah, there you go. I mean, we're all here. We're doing the thing. Oh my gosh, that's so rad. I love that. Definitely feel connected. Rad, Jasmine, I'm so happy. Sorry about the audio. Oh, that's us. Yeah, sometimes the great singers from Mexico don't have this is that journey. Like, we need to get Maya a great laptop and like set up for her so that we can clear my throat chakra. Sorry. Yes, so that we can just get this music out there. Maya, it is incredible. I know you have some stuff on YouTube. So guys, check her out. I'm serious. Like, when we listen to her Ho'oponopono Ono, like, I've been doing meditations with that still, and it's just like, ooh, so wonderful that you share this. And I when we go on, I want to hear more. Like, I want you to share your story about singing in Machu Picchu, and she's been able to share her angelic voice like all over. Oh, are you gonna click that? I'll let Zach do it. Still was amazing and beautiful, no doubt. Like, no doubt. All good. Yes, was amazing, Kevin. Yeah, that is so cool. What I saw was like a prep of sorts, and the beings weren't dark or anything like that at all. Raj, no negative energies ever get in this area. Right. Raj, my cat would let me alone, or let me know that we'd handle business. I love it. I love your kitty cat. Oh, and I should say, I don't ever get visitors that I see like that. My ears are my gift. Wow. So to see something like that had me taken back for a second. That must have been an incredible experience. Well, wow. I don't know. Like, I'm just taken in by the differences and the changes, like, immediately, that you can see that can happen. There is so much more there, and our senses and our intuition, the intuition is a sense, and our senses have to be honed, just like your ears. You're like you've been honing that sense for so long. So, like, getting into being able to see that other realm, the breaking of the veil, is again this DNA activation, like, instantly. Like, that is like an instant connect. So that is so rad, and thank you so much for sharing that with us. I mean, this is how it works. Unfortunately, during the final last 10 minutes, my space got interrupted with my family being loud, but during the toning, singing, and the flute, I was singing tons of colors. So rad, Mello. Other than the family interrupting, but this is what happens, is distractions can come in the way, and it's trying to distract you from what you're doing. And this is also like part of the discipline in life, is just being able to work through the fact that there's distractions everywhere. I think flies are an excellent, there's flies in here right now. It's like came to land to remind me, like,
While I was toning the crown chakra, right before the last one, a fly landed like right on my third eye, and I just like had to leave it there.
Yeah, see, the distractions come in, and it's just you owning your space, right? And definitely getting, like, I love that you got our music for sure, like, before the distractions came in. But it was like, now, once we like pulled away and then put the other thing on, it's the time that you set with yourself. So this is showing you, like, that, distractions happen, and you find that center again. They were calling my name. Oh, what rad! But the family was calling your name, or the light beings were calling your name. I mean, I know Kevin saw the light beings, but where were you hearing this? The people that came in. Same, Munchies. I had a lot of interruption. My husband interrupted during Maya's singing. Yeah, he was also being loud, but I was seeing the colors too. Yeah, so rad. Again, every chakra has a color, and the color is coming in your symbol set. So, what colors did you see? And that is where that clearing needs to be. And as Zach walked through the toning, and he was like saying what each chakra meant, is giving you like clues to what that is within. And yeah, it's coming to you. And I would be interested to hear if you've seen colors before in your meditations. That is also like part of the awakening, is being able to actually see colors, and then like geometries and more, and astral projections happen. The space, yeah, it's again like a sense that you keep on working, and you get farther and farther with it, and to keep with your discipline. And it's good to talk about that on the new moon, like bringing in your creation, like this is what my intention is, where what do I want more in this meditative space, more answers within it. So yeah, it's a great time to set those intentions and what that creation would be. So yeah, I'd be interested to hear if you've seen colors before, or any of you in the comments, like if you've seen colors in your meditations before. Yeah. So
I would like to note that we already did account for the distractions. This is part of the reason why I set the toning the way that I did, with the instantaneous transmission. People always try to chime in and fuck up what we're doing, but they cannot. So don't worry about that. The colors that you're seeing, this is just a way of your mind basically logically understanding the activation of certain different centers inside of you, and certain different kinds of information connections being made. And all of this transpires, well, really immediately, and then plays out slower here in this dimension. So don't feel like you've lost something from these interruptions or anything like that. We've already accounted for this. Been doing this a long time, and I've gotten distracted and interrupted a really lot of times. So
and then also like your mind can also do those distractions as well, as I explained, like when we're having things like frustrations, judgments, or the negative like things that have taken like that had control of our minds and our vessels for a while. It's like literally stopping that, so we can also be the distraction. But the more we meditate and the more we center within self, the distractions will clear away. Like it's like honed like in. And I am grateful for Zach. Like he's been such a teacher for me on that, because there's just like sometimes it's almost like I was a squirrel, it's like, oh, I want to see this, I want to see this, I don't want to miss da 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 da. And when you buy into those distractions, it's externalizing it, and we're wanting to go internal. And also, like, what do you want more in that moment? You want to be distracted by that thing over there, or do you want this more? And it's challenging you to make that decision. Speak your truth, hold to your truth. Where even it's like to the family or husbands is, right now I'm doing my own thing. This is my time, or however that is. You set your space and your boundaries, and that's just kind of part of it, where you learn to speak that stuff. And it's not as hard as you would think. It just is learning how to do it. It's sometimes just not trained, so it's getting uncomfortable to get comfortable. But you have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. And right now, like when those distractions are distracting you and an irritant, you're already uncomfortable. But that's like you want to be able to create this space, this one that's not controlled by the distractions. Yeah.
And
So
the
what
sound
else?
is going to work.
Oh yeah,
The sound is going to work anyway. I mean, the sound is there, and it will keep on working. So anyway, drinking much water, because this stays there, right?
yeah,
And we can put the replay back button and listen again.
yeah. That is so true, Maya. It's like you can always come back to it, exactly, and recenter with self. It's really, that's such a good point. Thank you for adding that. That's, yeah. So glad you're here. I am so glad, Maya. I love you so much. Oh,
Me too.
yeah.
I hope this border is going to open someday soon, so we can actually make sound. in real time together, right? That would be fun.
Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. So I definitely want to see and do a lot of introspections, being loud. Haha, they were calling my name, my family. LOL. What's this? Another thing is about last night, Erin and I was dialed in, but during the later show, I swear Zach and Erin were in the next room. Then when I said something out loud, Erin mentioned, boop, nah, shit is on high gear now. Oh, that. Another thing is about Zach. I dialed in, but during the late show, I swear Zach and Erin were in the next room, and I said something about out loud. Oh, I don't know if I like what mentioned sometimes, like when I read things, but again, like there is no separation between us. We're all connected, and it's hard to tell because you think that you're all the way in. I think it's what Virginia. Are you in Virginia? I can't remember where you are, New York, but like no matter how far away we are, like when I did ayahuasca, when I was in the jungle, this is what was shown to me. Like I was sitting in my space, and I didn't really have like a whole lot of psychedelic experience. Though, like when I tell my stories, I'm like maybe it seemed like it. It's just that I never stopped having it once I I never stopped. Like once I drank ayahuasca, but like I was sitting in the Maloka, and I had this necklace on that had been from my sister for Christmas, and it was a heart with said sisters on it, and I just touched that necklace, and instantly I was like transported into like inside of this waterfall, and inside of this waterfall it was I felt like I don't know if you ever saw the movie. Oh, it's a Disney movie, Beauty and the Beast. And when the beast like gets pulled up and he's turning back into the man and he's floating in the air and like all the wind and leaves are going around him, it felt like that experience. But my sister was just in that space, and the whole space was just filled with loving emotion, and it was like, oh my God, I can be in the middle of the Amazon jungle in Peru and yet experience my sister and her energy. And there was no difference between it. Like it was beautiful. Granted, it wasn't like I could physically put my arms around her, but there was this internal love that it was like inside hug, I guess, if you will, but just space filled. And so Aaron and Zach being in the next room, totally entangled. When Aaron and Zach started doing like entanglement meditations, like I just started dreaming about Aaron. Like I hadn't even known Aaron yet, and yet I knew exactly like his energetic, like his energy, and so it's just really rad, like how quickly that happens, and that's cool. Yeah. Not shit on high gear now. Get on the show. Sorry. Oh yeah. Okay. It staggered ran out of where. Oh yeah. I get it. Oh, South Carolina. All right. Cool. I've never been. Oh man, Maya, do you have any experiences where like that no separation between like beings?
Especially when I sing or when I'm in nature. I mean, it's just automatically.
Yeah. Oh.
When I sing, and also when there are more powerful it becomes when like a group of conscious people is there, then it multiplies incredibly. And right now, I mean, the boss also like when singing and when in nature, then it's just natural without having to force it or to think about it or whatever. It just is.
Yeah.
That's when I mean, since I'm 16, I mean, or when I dance, sure, when I dance, and I can get into this state too.
Will you share with us?
Dancing with the mountains, dancing
Oh,
with all the stars,
oh,
dancing
I
with universes
love.
beyond this universe and universes which don't exist. So kind of that.
Ah, did you always do that since a little girl? Like just know to go and dance in nature and with the stars?
Well, I did when I was 16 in my little tiny room I rented. I left my mother's house when I was 16. Painted my room all blue.
Mm.
Then there was this connection. I was starting to paint there. And when I was painting, I mean, since I'm a child, actually, like, the earliest I remember was like when I was like maybe 9 or so. I remember I was speaking in that language.
Mm-hmm.
A language nobody would understand, but I myself, my friend, I was like playing to be an Indian where I had my arrow, my, how you say, my bow.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah. And it was like that connection. And then when I was 16 and I started painting, also I would use like the intention and just do these writings in my paintings. Like, may scientists find solutions which are in harmony with Earth, and may divine will manifest. I put like my sigils, however you want to call it, my sacred language in my paintings. So now when sometimes I have a visitor coming in and he says, oh, this means like in Chinese, that and that, or in Hebrew or in Sanskrit. So there's lots of ancient languages in my writings and paintings and singing.
Uh-huh.
And then it's beyond. I mean, then it's like source language, stars.
Yeah.
However you want to call it,
Yeah.
source.
When you go and do your paintings, Maya is an incredible artist on top of her voice. Do you see the image before you paint it, or is it
No,
put it to
no,
the painting and then that language comes and the drawings come?
no, it's never planned ever. I mean, also when I sing, I mean, most of my recordings,
Yeah.
all of my recordings, I mean, they are just like from the moment.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
with the painting, and sometimes I put a whole bunch of blue and then I move it and then it just takes form by itself.
Oh, wow. Wow. She gave me a tour of her house when we were talking on the phone the other day, her gallery. I mean, the only thing she hasn't covered is like her ceiling. But I like, oh my gosh, every painting is literally, you guys, like higher power, activation, like I just can't even express when people just get that. They just see and express. I know, like with my flute playing, like, and what I really learned was when I had shared helping save that girl with the liver that was dying of a liver failure. I just could only play this one song. And I recognized in that space, once she was healed from that and I no longer could play that song again, was that I was like channeling that. And I needed to keep just that open flow and in that creative space. And that's really more than just her, because it started really before that in playing, is like really just connecting. But I don't go in and go, I'm going to play these notes. It's just, I'm going to open myself to be able to just flow. Does that make sense to you, Maya? That
Yeah,
flow
of course.
state? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, with my flute happened the same. When I was like really young, I like discovered the flute, and it
Yeah.
was like just a union with the wind and with the infinite, and it just
Yeah.
plays. I never ever plan. I mean, it just comes, and it is for this moment. It is from the all for the all.
Yeah. 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 It's so powerful to just like get out of your own way and just silence all of the whatever. Like, just, you don't even think about it. It just doesn't even exist. You're just free-flowing energy of just pure creation. And it's so beautiful. It's just so vibratory. And if it, like, I would recommend anyone to just try and get any kind of instrument and bring sound in some way, and also like art and drawing and writing and creating. You're creator. So wow, Maya, that's so awesome. So
Yeah, talking about like the something like sometimes people like gather me or make little events, or sometimes even the living room when I did my traveling. They organized me last minute little events. So I put the people like in a circle. They're sitting on a chair or on the floor, whatever, and I sing like a song for every person, and it's unbelievable how different they can be. You know, sometimes it can be super sweet and super etheric. And then there is this other person, and it's like just like super like more Indian. Like sometimes I have also this drum energy, like this power, more like strong tones. And in other people, it was like just like this whatever tones, you know.
your voice, man.
So like just like, you know, there have also happened some amazing healings actually. Sure.
Yeah. Oh man, even that sound you just made, my heart. I love you. I just to be able to channel that, you know, is just really cool, and the confidence just to allow that is amazing. When was the first time you sang in front of like a crowd? How old were you?
Let me think. My daughter was born already. Actually, I think that was a little crowd. That was like just an improvised concert, like in Italy. I don't know. Maybe my son was born, so it must have been like 78 or something. But there was just like this one occasion. I was living with these, visiting like like a community in Italy. Long story how I got there. So anyway, they were making music every day, like the guitar. Maya, play your flute. Maya, sing. So, and one day they organized like a little event somewhere in the town. So that was this. And then.
Wow.
Then the second one, I met this guy. He had this instrument with strings. He made it by himself. And anyway, we went to Hamburg. That was another, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so we met and blah blah blah, and somebody last minute invited us to sing for an event. And, oh my goodness, that was. Now I'm not nervous anymore, but that was like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, also around like that 80 or so, maybe, I guess. Yeah. But then,
Wow.
I mean, the mother basically, many years there was no music, which was kind of deathly. And then when I came to Tepoztlan, there was music here and there. I mean, I have a million stories to which we don't have time now. A million stories. Each recording also has its own story. I actually once hitchhiked to LA from here from Mexico. And I just arrived to surprise a guy I met here in Tepoztlan, which was another long story. I mean, this lady who organized the event in the middle of nowhere here in the mountains. And the way I was invited to this event, she invited like people from LA, from different parts. And I met this lady, like, I don't know, a short time before that. I was in a dinner. And when my radio is on, when I'm like aligned with myself, it goes humming all the time. I'm singing all the time. So anyway, I was like, we're having dinner, and meanwhile I'm chewing. And so she invited me to that event, yeah. So I super connected with some of those guys from LA, especially the one who played like this harp. And I was like, so, wow, this is my musician, and I was alone. If he would have asked me at that moment, you want to marry me? Yes, sure. Crazy. I had this super Shiva connection, you know, like we meditated together, and it was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it was the music which called me, so I wanted to LA to surprise him, you know. So, and see if he makes some music. I didn't even tell him. A friend of him, he received me in his couch, and he said, "Oh, cool, you came." Just next day, he took me to the studio. You know, we recorded just like the finishing up of his CD, which was already finished. And I put 3 songs on that one. So that was just super amazing. Yes, like that I had a million stories. And the Czech storytelling was also pretty crazy. You know? That's another long story.
Man.
With thousands of synchronicities and stuff like that. I mean, it was a long story, too long for now, but.
Well, I am so excited to keep hearing all of these stories that you have, Maya. Like, literally every time you tell a story, I'm like, what? And then this, like, hey, like she shared a story where you traveled to, it was like England, I believe. And then you ended up spending how many months there on $200, and she traveled like Europe, but like
I went
how we.
and there was yes. I only had 200. I just knew I have to go.
Yeah.
I had 200, and there was this strong call. I mean, I first arrived in a friend's house, so there I stayed actually a month or a little more, and from there, just everything flowed. You know? I mean, some friend from Mexico connected me to somebody, and this somebody organizes a little living room event, and from there, I mean, I went from Germany, England, Germany, and Austria. I say in English. Anyways, close to Germany and France and Spain, and always staying in people's houses. People organize this event, and there have been so magic synchronicities and moments. I mean, I should write my book, but I need to be in another place. I can't do that here.
Wow. And that confidence to just be able to trust yourself, like to take that first initial step. Did you always have that semblance of free spirit and confidence, or was there something in particular you did to gain that?
Well, I guess I did have it for quite a while, because I mean, everybody would of course tell me crazy when I went to Mexico when my kids were. My daughter was 4, my son was 8, and me alone, not knowing anybody, like, yeah, I had this call to Mexico, you know.
Wow.
Just
Wow.
Story.
Yeah.
Traveling from Peru, traveling with my 2 little kids and their little backpack, you know, from Peru all to South America. So I arrived at my birthday exactly 26th of July, which is Mayan calendar. So it has always been, yeah.
Wow.
What an adventure.
Yeah, what an adventure for sure. This is why I know we're gonna meet. We're gonna have it happen, because it's just trusting that next indicated step, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
gosh.
so wish we are in 2020. I wish we could manifest like a healing summer camp or whatever, you know? So like really being in the circle together. I have a beautiful poetry I read it 20 years ago. I'm gonna post it in there, but the vision of really coming of us physically together and holding this energy together.
Yeah.
And maybe creating sound together, you know, and also exchanging healing, like, you know, some of us have been through lots of kind of stuff. Yeah. And even if we give healing to others, we still can also need some healing, you know. So like having like a summer camp, that would be great.
Right.
I mean, of course, the longer dream is, and that's why I actually left Germany. I had this vision of a community when I was 16, basically. So the idea of finding a piece of land and soul family that has been there for many, many years.
Yeah. Definitely like
I have time to manifest.
Yeah, well, not try. You do, you know, you set it out there, and especially in the new moon, like talking about this is really big. I mean, my dream is to be able to have like centers like that, the camps like you're talking about, but like retreats or communities all around. Like one in Mexico sounds great, one here in California, one up in Washington, one in like Bali or in Hawaii, and just like be able to have these areas that we can go to and just have grand old times, being able to see the beautiful world. But you know, there's many people that want to just excuse me, like, oh, my throat chakra, hold on, I gotta But there's many people that want to like have that center, you know, and be able to like run it. But I want to be able to go there and like have like be able to be part of it. But I also want to be mobile because I like being the gypsy. I like going to different places and experiencing them and living in that space and then being free to go somewhere else. That's just like what I wanted to create for my life. And I think you are very adventurous that way too, like being able to just have different areas to go. And because we're awakening the world, like there's just going to be more of that. There just really is. And I love all you guys. I just think it would be so rad for us just to have like areas we could just all come together in real life, because that's fun because we're human, right? But we see, and that's the most important thing, is that we're still connected. Whether we ever meet or not meet, we're still like in that very space. I'm sitting right next to you and I'm looking at you and I'm hugging you and I'm laughing and like I'm there. All you have to do is close your eyes and you can see it. It's like, what's the difference between that and the physical is other than that human touch? And
well, the difference is then we can make sound all the time, and sound is what brings the world into balance.
Yeah.
Like
So
every day making sound, you know.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
of course, yeah, sure. Beautiful. We have this opportunity to be able at least create this moment now, and also wonderful.
Yeah, I totally agree. Hey Maya, we have a bunch of comments, so I want to like read through them with you and kind of pull that in, okay?
Okay. Yeah, because I cannot see them from here.
I will. Yep. No, I will read them. It's so awesome, chat. I love that you're chatting. So Jasmine says, my brother and I used to have that connection and it sort of died off after I had my son, but we both knew immediately when we were having a bad day or something was wrong with the other. And so it's like that connection, you know. It happens where sometimes we're connected with certain people and then our vibration changes and life kind of happens and it's an interesting journey, like where it's like I've had to separate from like going, but no, I want to still have the connection with that one person. And especially when it comes to family mothers or members, it's like my brother or my mother or my sister, like it would be great to have a connect, right? But they're just not in that space right now, or might not be, and they're doing what they want to do, and that's fine. And being able to break that attachment. But what the universe knows is it knows that energetic signature of what you really resonated with, what that coherence was. So another brother can come in and it might be Tom instead of your brother George, but this one isn't blood related, but it's not about that. Like our DNA, like we just connected with the Pleiades, like literally part of your DNA is Pleiadian now, and that's what happened. So the connections are really, really powerful. So it's just not trying to stay attached. It needs to be this person because we once shared this. This is breaking the trauma bonds, because that's like literally you gotta break that, and then once that's done, oftentimes they come back. And then if they don't, well, guess what? A better version will come in. If you're doing that work, it will, because you're a better version of yourself. And so they'll mirror that. So she also said, Maya, Jasmine did, one day I had a bad day. I couldn't even go to work, my shift. I made it to the parking lot and broke down in tears. I called in sick and left, drove to the park and cried some more. And 10 minutes later, without even telling him anything, my brother calls and asks what's wrong immediately. Yeah, that happens. Do you have anything like that, Maya, where like that connection with somebody where they end up showing up or calling you? Like,
right now I can't remember, but I have millions of stories. I have this one sister. I have this one. I have in Mexico. There, my really best friend. She lives like in Mexico City, an hour from here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes it has been like a long time. That was like last year or so. A long time I didn't dance because I wasn't feeling physically well. So anyway, this night I stand up and dance, and I take I have like a machete, like using it like as a, how you say, a spada, like a, how you say in English? A sword. A sword. I was using that as a sword, like a flower sword, you know, and was dancing. I was dancing 3 hours.
Wow.
So in the middle of these 3 hours, suddenly she called me and so what are you doing? Yeah. Oh, I'm dancing. Oh yeah, me too. And I just got in the morning, I was in the city and I was in this Chinese area and I bought a wooden sword, what she would say me, you know. I have a million stories like that. With her especially, I have many stories. Doing the same thing, you know. Or even something to her, just like the same finger, you know, or many stories. I should write it down because one forgets. It's like just happens all the time, basically, you know.
Yep. But this is like the story of entanglement too, you know, like it's, more information is out there about entanglement, which is really rad. And I'm grateful for all the information that resides there, but we're entangled. We share a bandwidth and we're just literally connected. When you think about somebody, they're most likely thinking about you at that very moment because you are connected. And this is why I say, like, when it comes to traumas or past things, same thing. Don't give your power, break that connective cord. But like when it comes to the things you love and that connect, that's what you put your energy to. That's what you pump it to. So you create more of that. When you have that need, that person then just randomly, hey, how are you doing? I was thinking about you. And of course, because that's how it works. I remember the very first time I had kind of this psychic connect, I guess, but I had this friend when I was in middle school, which is the ages of 12 or 13. And I knew that she had gotten in trouble and that she was crying. And I just overwhelmingly felt it. But I don't know if I called her right then or it was the next morning when I met her at school. Like, I don't remember. But when I talked to her, or the first words out of her mouth was like, oh, man, I had just like this terrible night. My parents got mad at me and they were yelling at me and I just cried all night. And And I knew. I just knew. And then it just like opened up my mind to going, whoa, there is way deeper connection than I had ever realized at that time. And like I said, I'm grateful there's more information about it now. I think that you just would call it like psychic energy and just like block it in. And when you're Mormon, that's not, that's like a whole other realm. Like that's witchcraft and all that kind of stuff.
Well, through communication, right?
Yeah. But man, we're just like totally connected. And we have comments. Mello. Hi Mello, I love you. I'm excited to see you tomorrow. So I get a lot of those feelings with friends, Jasmine. Something just comes to me to call or text them. And when I do, it was like the perfect time for them to hear from me. Yeah, see? Mello, same. So Mello is just like definitely confirming that same thing. And then he goes on to say, they always seem to be thinking of me or having a bad day and need me to talk to them and let it all out. So yeah. And you know what's nice with that, Mello? Like when you start to like just hone that, like then you can like have a certain level of like protection for self. So you're not like, you can help transmute that energy and not like take on the trauma yourself, but you can show up, you're prepared for it. So cool. Look at all it connects, Maya. Isn't that so cool? So Jasmine says it's happened from my end as well. So like both sides. So like, yeah, everything we're saying. All the time, baby. Yeah, Kevin right there. Yep. And he goes, it takes a while, but there's no feeling like it in the world. Yeah. And I like I said, when you start silencing this shit and the looping and hooping of your mind, it will just free flow all the time. It's just, you'll know the next indicated thing. It's like, one of my animas is a whale, and I feel like I have this whale heart that just like opens, and that whale cry, you can hear it like 1,000 miles away. Like it's just this most powerful energy. But it just, when you clear it and you touch inside yourself, yeah, it's it's it will come freer. It comes freer when you start just like managing all your shadows and healing yourself and the want to. It's like yeah, that's so rad, Kevin. I'm so glad that you're able to do that too. I thrive on that, but I haven't played live in a minute. Live. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe were you talking about the connect too, or were you talking about your music? It takes a while, but there's no feeling like it in the world. I thought you were talking about having the same kind of connect, and maybe it was your music. I'm not sure, but I just want to make sure that I follow. You say I thrive on that, but I haven't played in a minute, and it's practice. Yep. That's with anything equals life as well. Yeah, practice is important. It's like what I talk about. It's like discipline. Just like the word is so negative, like, oh, we got disciplined by our parents. But like when you get into like martial arts or like one of the backgrounds, like the Feldenkrais method is very, very much like a lot of judo in it. And it's like there's discipline to it, and it's that want, and it like soften that word. Zach also helped soften that word, and it helped me like kind of redefine it within. And it's like I want to have that discipline. I want to be able to be the governor of my mind and also observe what's going on, and keeping that awareness. So here, yes, expanded understanding gathering. I saw that, so I could pop that on the screen, Willow. I mean, we've already started it. Like it's right going on here, and I can't wait for the next one because, like tomorrow we're having Mellow come, and currently we have 7 people at this house. So it's been very active here. Sleep has been minimal. Like Kala, she came over when the music was playing. We took that 10-minute break. She had fallen asleep, and it would have been really difficult to have Kala on the show. We would have had to like share earbud, and so she'll be on again. But it's funny how all that happens. But it is already happening. Like we manifested it, and now it's here. So the next one, expanded understanding gathering 2 2020 will hopefully be, I think we're talking October in Washington. I'm not entirely sure the month currently, but it's all in the works. So anyone that is thinking about that, like I said, just put yourself in that moment, in that time. Washington, if you've never been, it is literally just the greenest of most beautiful states. And there is a lot to see there. And like Maya was saying, like she ends up traveling to Europe, and she's like $200 and spends months there. It's just anything is possible. And it's just if you really want it, it will come easy. It will just come easy. And especially with this new moon, set that intention. See yourself there. See yourself like being able to like have the money to be able to travel. Like work is like, oh, here's this bonus or whatever. Like create like being able to like receive that like easy flow of energy getting you there. And even like picturing Washington State, what the wind would feel like on your skin, like every detail that you could think of, the universe is just conspiring with you with that creation. It's like, ooh, that would be really great. And then your energetic resonance is there, and that's what will then attract you to that space. Would you agree with that, Maya?
Of course. And now that you're saying so, now that we have a little group here of powerful creators, I need to get out of this place where I am. It's literally murder and it's Chinese torture every day. So instead of being tense all day and being singing, and what a shaman told me like more than 30 years ago, you are one of the women. In order to be who you are, you need to be living on a virgin land. So yeah. I don't know from here, no clue. I don't even have the money. I didn't pay my rent for 5 months right now because, well, you're a musician, and right now there's nothing going on. Before it was always like challenging. So miracle, please. Everybody could see me for a second, just like in my perfect place and doing what I'm best at, you know, in my perfect alignment. Yeah, perfect place, with which I really can vibrate high. Yeah, it's so easy.
Yeah. Totally, Maya. And I want to speak to this. Like right now, you know, there's times that we can perceive the hardship, right? Where the finances or whatever can bring stresses, and that can then manifest into our bodies. And when I asked also Maya to come on today, I thought that we could come together as a group to bring her healing as she brought us healing today. I mean, just freely gave us her beautiful music and help. And really, it's more of like bringing physical healing to her vessel. Right now, she has some skin things that are happening. And,
millions.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Inhaling nasty air. I mean, it's great every day. It's
Yeah.
like literally a
It,
poison. So for me, it's
yeah.
not easy to in there.
Yeah.
And
She's
it's
having lots
actually
of
fruits,
sensitivity.
eyes.
So what I want to do, and really just within your mind's eye as I talk about this, when we did that like rose meditation, and those that weren't there, like roses are literally like, if you get deep into plasma physics and study, let's say Dan Winters, it's literally, if you created and built a hospital in the architecture of a rose, literally the architecture of it, and you go into that space, the space that resides in there can only be that which of healing. And I think Dan Winters is literally building like a hospital like this. Like he's literally building the architectures of the plasma physics so that we'll have this. I hope we can build more. Like in my dream, I would have like the retreat centers we go to. We'll have like the whole Rose Hospital there, and maybe like definitely a pyramid. You know, like literally build these structures. There's an infinite amount of abundance and energy for us to do it. But in your mind's eye, if you could create the like rose around Maya and just put all of the healing that you can put, all of the love, see her skin just turning back to that of which of like a child, right? Back to that like beautiful like 6-year-old skin. Remember your skin when you were 6? It was like amazing. And also just free flowing energy, that energy flows freely through her, that all of that negative energy will slough off, and just keep building that space of a rose all around her, just designing each petal of love and healing and whatever else you can think of that would make it so that she would just not have that anymore, right? Like literally have what she once did. Put her back into the space of the beautiful skin that she once created for herself, and that also the protection of any outside negative influences that might be going into her space, and expanding it out. Make the rose as big as her house, as big as the universe, and then imploding it inside of her heart. So make it as big and then whoop it inside. And just like
dissolve this, it just kills me, and dissolve these things, because the skin is not so bad, but like which is underneath the skin and all this weird stuff which is coming out, which some are like glass, it hurts like, I mean, it's torture.
No more pain,
So it stops,
free of pain. Imagine Maya completely free of pain. She's a pain-free woman. That she feels excellent, wonderful, joy. Her skin and body and vessel just permeate that from the inside out and from the outside in. And just breathe that into her if you can, or if you would. And of course you can, but if you would, and if you can throughout your day or any points that you like past today, like just think of Maya and keep sending that love and keep sending that healing into her energetic space, into this rose that we're making. I would put it with an infinite rainbow of colors so that we have all the balancing. There's needing to be a lot of red and orange, a lot of rooting. Maya is very much like up here, and it's just so beautiful. But we need to get that energy to flow down and ignite that heart so that she can keep speaking and keep bringing in the love that just is her. It's like she has such a beautiful name, but you can also get stuck in your Maya, and we're unsticking that, right? Our names are our blessings and our curses, right? So we're freeing you of that so that there isn't any of the negative Maya. In fact, you're exalted from that, and in that space, yeah, like. Yeah.
So sweet.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. This is like how we do it. Like, this is like that creation. The universe is listening. So keep it going. The skin is the largest organ, so there's a lot happening there, and we're powerful beings, man. We can heal anything in an instant if we believe it. I would like to be able to help anyone else if you're going on any, like, have the same thing, like not same things as Maya, but if you're having struggles, if you want to come on the show and we can bring all of the energy and focus into you, please reach out to me. But right now the focus is on Maya. I'm so grateful that she's here so that we can do that for her, and give her back all of that love that she just shares freely with the world. We need her, and we need her vessel strong. And again, it's just atoms, like that atom shit is just like free flowing, and new good cells are just replacing the DNA. Like the Pleiadean energy is already coming in, already activated, already doing this for you, Maya. The whole universe is now all combined, all inside, all imploded in that rose within. So now you just keep reaching out to the rose. See it, it resides within your heart. And anytime you need it to bloom or add things to the petals or inside that space, that is, if you want to put crystals in there, whatever you need, it is now yours. It's our gift to you, and we love you.
Love you too.
Yeah,
So
love you
sweet.
so much. I just want to make sure I read all the comments. I'm recognizing the time, and we have another show coming up. Totally same. So I'm just going to read this really quick. Kala had the same dream. It's going to happen. Willow, yes, we're going to get together. So it is, Willow. Oh, Kevin, you little witch, you. I love it. And so it is. It's going to happen.
Yeah, but it's already happening in this realm, and it is like the new moon.
It already.
Right now, like putting the attention, it could be better. So wonderful.
Yep, it already happened. Hopefully the summer, fall. Yep, Jasmine, you said me and my sister were talking about this today about making a healing center here because we feel like there's a need for it here. Yeah, see, Jasmine, that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's this calling that is happening. So if we create it, if we build it, they will come. So I love it. I love it, Jasmine. We're all on board. Exactly when it's.
And I have many paintings, and actually my paintings, the reason I only sell over here and now a painting is because they are for guardians, and they are meant for temples also. And some are for the temple where I'm gonna be living, but also I'm gonna be jumping around, I guess. Like I have also the same feeling. I have that vision for years, like communities, and I have soul family here and there. So there are my paintings. Whoever wants also to have a look at them. Some of them, not all, are on Facebook. It's called Healing Art Codes. So anybody who wants to have a look, and some are not for sale, and some are.
Yeah, please.
Looking for God.
If you like, literally, the visionary art Maya has, I don't know, like, literally, like, please go to her what's your Facebook account? How can they get you? Like, how can they reach out to you?
It's Maya Rose, but there are millions of Maya Rose. So anybody, you are friends already, so that's gonna be the more easiest way.
You guys reach out to me. You can Maya Rose and I are friends on Facebook. So I think if you go to my Facebook and friend list, you can find Maya on there, or you can reach out to me and I can get you the link. But having visionary art, and especially from a masterful healer like Maya is very, very powerful. And she can definitely use the help as artists. You know, we're healers. Like it's like sharing it with friends or any of that, please. Again, like another cause. It's like the Shipibo tribe. Maya, like definitely get her back on her feet as she freely gives to us. If so, yeah, come find Maya Rose on Facebook and on my Facebook page. You guys, this is, yeah, what do you want to say? Please, like, share your last thoughts and words to our beautiful audience here. I love you guys.
Thank you everybody for being here and creating this love bubble, making it real, like in the etheric realm to start with. So that's really beautiful, and thank you for having me on. And
yeah, and you know, yeah,
you want.
yeah, and I say when we have you back on the show, because I'd love to have you back on the show, and it might, like, for the meantime be best to like do one of your recordings and so we can really get the music magic of your voice until we can get you a laptop with a better recording. But I would love it if you would give them a tour of your art as well, so they could see what we're talking about.
It's
and even so, not right now, but next time, and we'll figure out how to do it. Absolutely. Just I'd love to have you back, and to be able to share that with the world so that they can see, because there's a lot of people that can afford your art currently, and we want to get that message out. So sharing and liking this video, so that again, it's about raising the consciousness of the world and keeping us eating so that we can keep doing what we're loving, so we can keep creating. We're all creators and we're doing it together. We're entangled. I love you guys. I love you, Maya. Thank you so much for being here. I will talk to you very soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And I will
my YouTube channel too, so you can hear my music on my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
And on Facebook, there's also Mama Shambhala, Maya Rose. There's also some of my music.
Wait, posted. Spell that for me. I'm gonna put it in chat.
Mama Shambhala.
Yeah.
Mama, big, Mama. And Shambhala, SHAMBALA.
ALH.
You can post it maybe later.
I'm gonna. Here,
we can put it.
Yeah.
I send it to you later.
Okay.
And also, a million years later, a recording I did with one of my most loyal musicians here in Tepoztlan 20 years ago. He finally got it up on Amazon, on iTunes, and I don't know, some other platforms. It is called Womb of Creation. It's a CD, when it's like 3 parts, and the group name is Living Water. So whoever also wants to support the musician, and I mean, both of us will be super happy that people, and share the word, because I mean, basically we all have been working like behind the scenes. Yeah. And kind of invisible, and I know it's time, like, it's time.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Thank you for sharing all of that with us, and we'll get that out so we keep our ecosystem going. Ecosystem of love, you guys. That's what we're making. So I love you all. Thank you for being here. And new moon, light a candle tonight. Write out your intentions for what you want to create for the next month. This is our gift of the new moon, and letting that past go and just looking forward to all of the positive things that what we're bringing in right now. Again, keep tapping into that Pleiadian energy, because the answers are now within you and have always been. I love you. Good night, and yeah, and hopefully I'll see you in Zach and Aaron's chat in a few minutes. And you have a wonderful night. Love you. Bye. Bye, Maya. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.